Okay, welcome back, kids. Now, again, we have learned that how why it is difficult for a poor person to borrow from formal sectors of funds from formal sectors of credit, and that is the reason they resort to go to the informal sectors, which are not regulated by the banks. Now, this pushes them into a debt trap. That means to pay off their previous debt, they take more debt, and eventually they have to part with their asset or property, right? So in this case, it was understood that few years back that it has become very, very difficult for people to, rural people, where most of the India lives in the rural areas, to borrow funds. So at that point of time, that is post independence I'm talking about, say in 19 excuse me, 1950. Now that is the time when I had told you that watch that movie, that movie Mother India. It is about the 1950s and 60s scenario. So the government thought that we need to come up with some other method in order to give what you say credit and benefit our poor people in the country. Now here what happened was that there was this person called as Mr. Varghese Kurian. Now, Mr. Varghese Kurian was just about a normal individual who had got just no basic education as such, but he came up with this vision and idea which became a pattern, or which became an example for the rest of the world. So this was the beginning of the cooperative movement in India. Apart from bank, it was decided कि बैंक से लोन लेने की जगह why not pool in whatever one or two things that we have. Now the story begins in a village, एक गांव था जिसका नाम था आनंद in गुजरात. ठीक है. Now in this village, most of the time, this village was in the Kutch area, and if you see Kutch area, it's not a very fertile place. So what happened was that people used to completely depend upon dairy farming, and then of course some part of what you say some people were involved in what you say agriculture as well. तो लोग एग्रीकल्चर भी करते थे एंड डेयरी फार्मिंग भी करते थे. Now the women in this area were really, really hardworking. So what they did was they started. Now Varghese Kurian, he came up with this movement called as White Revolution in India, wherein he said that with whatever resources you have, आपके पास जितने डंगर हैं, जितने resources हैं, जितने animals हैं, उनसे आप start a dairy farming business. In individually अगर शुरू करोगे तो we will not be able to gain anything. Let us consolidate our resources, let us pool in our resources and start the business. So what he did was he started taking milk from these people. किसी के पास एक गाय थी, दो गाय थी, तीन गाय थी, whatever. And then in the village itself he started a dairy plant wherein the milk was processed, and then it was sent to the district, and eventually to the state, and then now to the entire country. Okay. That time India was not self-sufficient in dairy products. We used to get our dairy products imported. Now when individuals, poor people, now these poor people, that time irrigational facilities were not there in our country. So जिस साल बारिश नहीं होती थी, these people would suffer a huge economic losses. But गाय ने तो दूध देना ही था. What they would do, they would take the milk, they would give the milk, and then the milk would be processed, and eventually some part of the milk was redistributed in the village itself for self consumption, and rest of the milk was distributed at district level and state. This is how the cooperative movement began in India. Dr. Varghese Kurian is also called as a father of white revolution. Now what he used to do, with whatever cost that they would incur, 15% of the cost was used to reprocess the milk. अब reprocess करने के टाइम भी he would hire this unemployed people in the village of Anand, क्योंकि dairy plant आनंद में ही खुला था सबसे पहले. तो we would hire this people to process the milk, तो उनको भी रोजगार मिलता था. They would get employment. At the same time, when they would sell the milk to the dairy plant, that time also they would generate employment. And since it was a cooperative movement, after selling it to the village, then they would sell it to district, and then to the state and the entire country. Now they created their own transport network, which gave again employment to unskilled people in Gujarat, all over the country, in Gujarat and all over the country. ड्राइवर्स चाहिए थे ट्रांसपोर्ट प्लांट के लिए, स्टोरेज प्लांट्स थे, इन सब चीज़ों से इनको मैनेज करने के लिए वी नीडेड अनस्किल्ड पीपल, एंड इंडिया हैड नो डर्थ ऑफ अनस्किल्ड पीपल. You remember last time I gave to taught you about the problem of disguised unemployment. There was no alternative source of employment which was given to the rural people of India. But this Mr. Varghese, he created this alternative source of employment through a cooperative movement. That means they were pooling in their resources, right? And slowly building up a factory, then slowly building up a transportation network, and slowly expanding the product. This was the beginning of cooperative movement in our country. What they would do, they would create employment. फिर उसके अलावा 20% cost was incurred and 80% profit होता था. That 80% profit was also redistributed to the dairy farmers. And what did the dairy farmers do? With that profit, that extra money that they earned, see, they were given employment in the dairy plants, they were also selling off the milk, and still apart from that they were getting extra profit of 80%. With that extra profit of 80%, they started buying irrigational facilities for their village, then their district, and then so on. So community purchase किया उन्होंने, सहकारिता से काम करना शुरू किया. And as a result of this, because of this cooperative movement, India became the India reached the level where it became the self-sufficient, dairy producer. We never need to import dairy products from anywhere else. Now, this is the story of Anand Milk Unit. This is a story of Anand Milk Unit, which is called as Amul. Anand Milk Unit Limited, right? And this is how Dr. Varghese Kurian made India self-sufficient in production of dairy products, and at the same time provided employment to a lot of people. I've given you the case study. It's amazing. Please go through this. Then the other one is Lijjat Papad. Now Lijjat Papad is a story of 7 women who came together and started making papad in their free time. Now, after making their papad in free time, they would sell this papad at 1 rupee. Sell this papad and make a profit of 1 rupee. This is also between 1950s and 1960s. There were 7 uneducated women who would make the dough and then make the papad. This is how this business started. Now, today what they do is they have around 45,000 uneducated women who are called as Lijjat sisters and are involved in this papad making. So what do? They are given the dough. Okay, the dough, first of all, the dough is made and processed in the plant. The dough is bought directly from farmers, so it is giving an extra income to the farmers. Then it is processed in the plant, and this is processed by women, could be from rural and urban areas who are uneducated. And then other women, they come in the buses, right? And they come to these areas, they collect the dough, and then they go back home, make papad, come back, and then distribute, give back the papad that they have made, and take the money and again go back home. So they are following this work from home since I don't know how many years. The cooperative unit, which started with 7 women and had a turnover of 1 rupee, today has a turnover of 1600 crores. And what do they do with this money that they are earning? This money that they are earning are distributed amongst the Lijjat sisters, and those people, those women, poor women, they use that money for education of their children. Again, a beautiful case study. I have sent you a YouTube link to go through this case study. The third type of case study is of self-help group. Guys, in my previous lecture, I spoke to you about how kitty parties, what are kitty parties and what happens in those kitty parties, and how, as children, we make fun of our mummies when they go to the kitty party without even realizing that the money that they bring home is used on us. I've given you a case study of this young girls like you people living in the Uttar Pradesh of living in the area of Uttar Pradesh. I think somewhere close to Balia. Now these women were not allowed. These girls were not allowed to study. They created self-help group and they started saving little money for themselves. And that little money was 10 rupees a month, 15 rupees a month, because they are very poor women. And the money that they saved for themselves, eventually they've been saving, and there are so many women who are involved in this process. So then what happens is, their savings, even that 15 rupees karke, since their number of members are too many, the saving has become quite large. Now this saving is used as a guarantee to the bank. They deposit the saving in the bank and they use it as a guarantee and give the funds to those women who need money. एंड विमेन हु नीड मनी, वो इससे क्या करती हैं, जो लड़कियां जो जिनको पैसे की ज़रूरत होती है, वो पैसे की ज़रूरत क्यों होती है उनको, वो पैसे की ज़रूरत, उस पैसे से वो यूजुअली सिलाई मशीन खरीदती हैं, उस पैसे से वो छोटे छोटे कंप्यूटर या वोकेशनल कोर्सेज करती हैं, एजुकेशन के लिए यूज़ होता है। और उसके बाद जब ये लेडीज़ सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप की लेडीज़ कमाना शुरू कर देती हैं, तो जो पैसा उन्होंने सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप से लिया होता है वो दोबारा से डिपॉजिट कर देती हैं। So we have understood what is cooperative movement, we have understood what is self-help group. In cooperative movement, the members pool in their resources and create employment. In self-help groups, they have their monthly meeting or weekly meeting. They pool in their resources, whatever 10, 15, 20 rupees they save. They create a consolidated saving, deposit that consolidated saving in bank. और जिसको भी सेविंग की ज़रूरत होती है, इनके बेसिस पे, इनके गारंटी पे वो लोन ले लेते हैं। And why it becomes easier for women, these are also rural landless women who are coming up with their own startup, how it becomes easier for them to borrow money, because every member in the self help group becomes the guarantor कि अगर इस लड़की ने लोन वापस नहीं किया तो हम सब थोड़ा थोड़ा लोन वापस करेंगे. So every member of the self help group becomes a guarantor for the person who's taking the loan. तो लोन लेना बैंक से easy हो जाता है, and at the same time whatever savings they have done, they make a fixed deposit of this and they deposit it in the bank. That fixed deposit also becomes a collateral on the basis of which an individual can take the loan. जब उस इंडिविजुअल का काम खत्म हो जाता है, इनकम शुरू हो जाती है, तो वो लोन धीरे धीरे वापस कर देता है, बैंक को वापस कर देता है, फिर बैंक अगले सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप का कोई दूसरा मेंबर लोन ले लेता है. So the problem of collateral is completely solved if you organize yourself into a self-help group. Whereas cooperative movement, I've just given you the example of Amul India and Lichat Papad, that how they create, employment opportunities for everybody. With whatever resources the farmers have, the cooperatives are created, whether it is Ek Ek Gai. The other day I was just going through, one of the chief minister recently said in Odisha, that there's been a lot of unemployment in Odisha, and since it is very difficult for us to provide employment to people, I have advised people to buy cows and buffaloes and start the dairy or do this. So one of our journalists on the English channel made a big fun out of this. Since the government is not able to provide adequate employment, it is telling the young people to buy cows and look after the cows. So here again Amul India Limited jumped into, and they gave the example that how with the help of one or two cows or buffaloes, a rural unemployed youth is able to earn 15 to 20,000 rupees for himself. Kids, we are also living in a remote area of Dalhousie. Employment can be generated if all of us come together with whatever little resources that we have, right? And this finishes off my second lecture, that is cooperative movement in India. I will be discussing the notes on the school group now. Thank you.